in listen-only mode.
Well, welcome and good evening to you all. Thanks for joining us on this webinar tonight. And my name is Jamin Fraser. I'm the founding partner of Fraser Homes Coaching. And I've got Michelle Freebody with me tonight, who's one of our best coaches. And she's got some really interesting things to talk through tonight. And out of her passion and skill set, directing coaching tools towards women and helping them flourish, helping them be healthy, helping them move forward and achieve their goals. So I reckon you'll really love this. I'm not sure whether you've done a webinar before or use this technology, but it's really fantastic. It allows us to kind of be in the room together without being in the room together, and allows you to participate at home. I'll ask you some questions. There's a chance to even raise your hand if you can have a go at doing that now. So you'll see a little button on your screen which allows you to raise your hand. If you can just let me know that you can hear me. Great, thanks. That's fantastic. I'll ask you some questions as Michelle shares some of the content and give you a chance just to type into the chat box. And at any point, if you've got a question or a comment you'd like to make, feel free to do that. So let's begin. So the title of what Michelle's presenting tonight is 5 things I bet you've never considered about weight loss. So, coaching is such a fun and powerful skill set, and it really approaches life and success quite differently than what most people think it takes. Some people consider that coaching is just about positivity or just trying harder or just being better, but we're really big on no behavior management. So not just trying harder and not just being more disciplined or just having a better attitude, but actually looking at what's causing the behavior in the first place. And if you can see that, then you can change it. So, from that place, Michelle will be sharing some great keys with you tonight that I think you'll really enjoy. And I bet you haven't considered them. That they were certainly new as we talked about them in preparing for this tonight. So, welcome, Michelle.
Yep. Hello, Jamin, and hello, everybody.
Fantastic. So, why don't we begin, Michelle? So, here we've got 5 things. How about you introduce the first one?
Yep. Well, I just firstly want to start with saying that this is my passion. I love helping women, as Jamin said, flourish and become the best they can be. And I just know it's particularly important for women with how they feel about themselves, how they look, and how that affects their whole lives. So, yeah, we've talked about these ideas about weight loss and looking at it very, very differently, and the things that people probably don't actually talk about besides diet and exercise to losing weight.
Excellent. So, yeah, that's one thing we're not going to be talking about tonight is diet and exercise.
Definitely. They are important, but they are just behaviour management. So we're going to talk about below the surface, I guess.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. So the first one, what have we got?
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the body actually naturally craves health. It's actually our default position and the one in which we all should actually naturally gravitate towards to actually being healthy. Yeah, if nothing was holding us back.
Then, okay, so I bet that's quite different from what most people experience, because I'd imagine the natural experience would be that we crave comfort, or we crave junk food, or we crave laziness or whatever, which moves us away from health, and that health is hard work and unhealth is easy. But what you're saying is it's actually the other way around.
That's exactly right. I mean, when I was a personal trainer, which I was for many years, most people always said to me, it's just too hard to eat well. It's just too hard to stay on a diet. But the fact is, your body actually craves that. It actually wants the health, and that's actually naturally what it wants. And you know this is to be true when you're eating. If you go on a bit of a binge and you eat a lot of food that's not as good for you, you feel terrible, you feel sick. And same for exercise. If you've just gone, and even if you've just done a brisk walk, you come home and you feel alive and you feel great, and that's naturally what the body wants. So there's still some hard work to be done, but in dealing with the limitations that like most of us put on our bodies, it's more the doubts, the fears, the insecurities, self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, and past hurts. Rather than the hard work of diet and exercise, if we deal with that stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I had an example of this recently, actually. coaching lady who was quite overweight and had been, obese probably for 30 years. And we'd explored this concept after talking about it. And her natural thought was, well, yeah, it's hard work to lose weight, and I can't lose weight. And what we discovered was it actually served her to be overweight.
Yeah.
So she'd really been hurt badly as a kid, and then had that reinforced in some really bad relationship stuff. And so it kind of developed this strategy that she makes herself unattractive, and people can't get close enough to hurt her. So that having that weight actually protected her from pain and from rejection. And so much so that she even had gastric band surgery and then continued to put on weight, which was extraordinary because that's hard work. That's a lot of effort to put on weight when you've got this tiny stomach. And she just said she drank her calories. So
that's exactly right.
It's amazing. And so when the breakthrough for her came when we dealt with the underlying issues of this fear of rejection and that she was no good. And then when she dealt with them, then she actually no longer needed to be overweight. And so the natural response is, if I don't need it, then I can let go of it and move back towards health, which is where my body desires to go.
Yeah, it does. And she'll naturally just want to feel like she's got more energy and not feel as hungry or feel like she wants to eat something healthy because, yeah, her mind's already looking at different options.
Yeah, and I suppose her body's now cooperating.
Yeah, definitely.
With what her heart and her mind knows to be true.
I have lots of clients, and one in particular, just insecurities and limiting beliefs. She was self-sabotaging herself because if she actually she knew how to lose the weight, she'd done it in the past, but if she actually became her best self or was the beautiful girl that she could be and lost, she was 30, 40 kilos overweight, she actually wouldn't stay with her family. She wouldn't be in her marriage. So that scared her, and she had lots of fears about that. So she had to be overweight.
Yeah, wow, okay, that makes sense. So, are there any questions around that? Feel free to ask any questions. I trust that this is making sense and a really different way to look at this. And let me just say, I mean, this is confronting stuff and real stuff, and can be quite raw. One of the best things about the coaching skill set is that it's a judgment-free space. So there is no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. And as coaches, we're not here to tell you what to do or how to do it. You're the expert in your life. The coaching place just serves you to get more of what you want. So people want health, often find it hard to get there. So this is just looking at how the coaching skill set and how Michelle in particular can serve you to get more of what you want.
The key question always is, are you getting what you want? Are you happy? And if you answer no to that, then let's look at it.
Yeah, let's look at what's in the way.
Yeah,
fantastic. Very good. No questions. Let's move on.
So the second one we're talking about, which actually leads on from the client I was talking about earlier, it's that we actually fear most is our magnificent. Oh, I can't even say it now. Magnificence as a human being, like our own awesomeness. I like to say, like we're deeply aware that we are amazing and unique, have unique potential, and that we're capable of great things. Yet all that uncertainty, vulnerability, pressure, and sustainability of if we became this awesome person, we're terrified by that, and we tend to play it safe and small and sabotage our own success. So carrying extra weight is one of the best ways to hide from who we really are and from the potential of being hurt, rejected, or disappointed. And that's exactly what I spoke about in the client. Like even though her body craved health and that, and she wanted to be this awesome person, what if she did?
Yeah, cool.
What would it bring?
Okay, so this is really interesting. So here's the question I want you to consider, and type the answer into the chat box. So what do you think we fear most about our magnificence? What is it about our greatness or our awesomeness, as Michelle has just said, that terrifies us most? Okay, some great answers. So others might not understand us. I might be rejected by others. Great, we might fail. It causes us to step outside of our comfort zone, a few comfort zones. Yeah, this is really interesting because I think it's uncertainty, wouldn't you say, Michelle? It's kind of when we're in a place we don't like, at least we know how to do that. It mightn't be ideal, but it's safe and known.
Oh, definitely. And as women, especially, it's even more prevalent when we become mothers. Um, Once you become a mum, you have to look after and responsible for these other human beings' lives, and you want to mold them, you want to take care of them, you want to control their situations, you don't want them to get hurt. And so we do start to crave more and more certainty. So uncertainty scares the bejeebers out of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we really do crave that certainty, and we'd rather actually stay in a rut than risk the uncertainty or the vulnerability of being happy and going after what we want.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I was talking with a guy recently who I think was probably carrying 10 or 15 kilos extra. And I was exploring some of this idea around fear of his magnificence, and that having excess weight was in some way a hideout from that. And he really disagreed. And so the question I put to him was, what would happen tomorrow if you woke up with a six pack? Who would you have to be if you had a six pack? What would you expect of yourself, or would others expect of you if you had a six pack? And it was kind of like that six pack would represent someone who's being fully engaged in life and being fully present. And if you show up and be fully present, then you're totally vulnerable. And what if you fully show up, then you're not enough?
And us Aussies have terrible tendency of we're scared of the tall poppy syndrome. Like, what will others think of us?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, much better to be average, blend in, be unhappy,
Yeah,
just
safe.
survive.
Yeah. And it is amazing how well people just survive. They don't like it, but they just survive. They don't change it. Safe.
Yep. If you took a survey of people walking up down the street, most of them say they're just surviving life.
Yeah, that's amazing. Cool, because we could have so much more if we wanted. We're powerful beings. Okay, great. This is really cool. Number 3.
Yep, number 3. Okay, so in order to achieve a goal, and this is, I used to witness this all the time when I was personal training. Didn't always understand the science behind it, but knew that it didn't work. We need to describe it to both sides of our brain. So often we just use our rational side. We need a number-based goal. So we look at a number on the scale and we go, I want that number, which is very left brain. If it was money, I need this amount of money, or if I want to get fit, I need the time and the stopwatch. Yet studies have shown that if we fail to include the right side of our brain in our goal setting exercise, we are highly unlikely to achieve the goals. So the key to this is actually getting pictures and feelings and names associated with our desired outcome. So, if it's losing weight, you need to have a pair of jeans that you've got that are the size you want to become, and try them on and have them sitting there like outside your wardrobe. Have pictures or people that represent the sort of person you want to be. Even the feeling after you get exercise, like really savouring that moment when you come home from exercise and you've got the endorphins running. All that sort of thing, so that you give your brain something far more holistic to aim for.
Yeah, cool. So let's have an example of this. I want you to type into the text box a dollar figure, the amount of money you would love to earn in the next 12 months. So 2014, what's the goal? And I won't read out your name, so there's no accountability around this. Just throw out a number, nothing more. Great. Okay, so we've got 50, 80, 50, 110, 150, 200, 80. Oh, all right, cool. So there's a whole range of numbers here. Now, this is a common way people would set goals. Yet what I hear you saying, Michelle, is that's actually really inefficient, because only half your brain can access that. Because
exactly.
Right brain goes, what's a number? It doesn't mean anything. So
That's
I have
exactly
no
right.
way of getting there if I don't know what it means.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're only getting half the picture, or half the chance even.
So what would someone need to do in terms of that goal? Using the example of their finances, what would they need to do as a right brain way of getting that goal?
Yeah, so they need to look at the lifestyle that you might live if you earned $110,000. Like, what would that mean for you? Like, would your family go on holidays? Would you have a brand new car? What sort of car would you drive?
Sure.
Like, really get a holistic picture. And lots of people, if you read anything about biographies about famous people, or successful people, I should say, it's like they have dream boards or things like that, so they really have some mental pictures of what it is and what their goal looks like.
Fantastic, great. So then applying it to weight loss, more than just a number on a scale, we're looking about having a pair of jeans or a dress or a visualization around what it's going to feel like to walk into a room at the Christmas party and have heads turn and people go, wow, look at you, or
Yeah, something like,
those.
a swimsuit that you might not never even got into again. So that's what I'm going to wear when I reach this goal, and really have that in your head, and do it daily. So don't just sort of start the goal with that, but have that continually happening every day.
Yeah, it's very cool. The brain is such an amazing machine, still the most complicated machine on the planet. So this is a key to get the most out of your brain. Okay, no questions or comments about that, so we'll move on.
Okay, number 4. So simply focusing on what you don't want is like jumping in a pressure cooker. We always have a very high level of motivation to take massive action when we face up to pain. So, like, a lot of people get to a number, or they simply can't fit into any of the clothes in their wardrobe anymore, and they suddenly go, "Oh, that's it. I'm going to go and lose some weight." And they start, and they're really motivated, and they drop a few kilos in the first couple of weeks. The only problem with this motivation is that it falls away as soon as we make this progress. And
Can I just ask people if they've experienced that? So put your hand up if you've done that. So there's been a point in your life where you've kind of faced up to the situation you don't like, be it your weight, be it a relationship, be it financial situation, whatever it is, and the pain of that has motivated you to take massive action. Yeah, everyone has had that experience, and so you're saying, while that gives you motivation, that motivation isn't lasting. Is that
exactly right? Like, because the pain doesn't last. So as soon as we feel a little bit better about ourselves, so that and because the body does crave health, as soon as you start eating well, you instantly feel better. So the pain, it's really quick. And it is only 2 weeks, maybe a bit longer, but for most people, it seriously is only 2 weeks, and already their motivation is starting to die.
Yeah, well, I actually saw this with a couple that I was working with the other day. There's some stuff that happened in their relationship, and the woman said, "This is not okay," and she really was upset with the husband and really confronted him over this behaviour. And he, had no leg to stand on and was really upset and apologised, and it was just a very painful situation for him. And so everything changed in his life, but you move on, and kind of the pain died down, and he forgot about that conversation. She forgot about that conversation, and he drifted back in that same behaviour because it was just about focusing what you don't want and what she doesn't want.
Exactly. So change is only sustained when we also focus on what we do want, not just what we're trying to avoid. So that you've got to use both the leverage of the pain, obviously, to start, and then also the pleasure of what it's going to bring when you have lasting change.
Yeah, great. So you kind of need a moving away from strategy and a moving towards strategy.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to really know what it's costing you, and then you have to really know what it's going to bring you when you reach your goal, what it is that you're going to get.
Great, and the pleasure you would get from getting that goal.
Exactly.
Excellent. Number 5.
Okay, so this is always a really interesting one. It's not about what you need to do, it's who you need to be. For women, I think, well, for anybody, this is really important, but I know myself, as I said earlier, how a woman feels about herself and how, when she looks in the mirror, really creates a state. And so that immediately starts you on a road to how your day is going to go, or how things are going to go. So what happens is, like, when we get up and hate who we're looking at, we obviously get into that victim mentality, and victims focus on what they need to have before they can take the necessary action to achieve happiness. So I will, if I was 62 kilos, I would be happy.
Yeah, so the victim there focuses on what they don't have.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like, if I had more time or had more support or had more energy or had more stuff, then I'd do what I need to do, and then I'd be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is I don't have that.
So exactly.
So it's unfair to start with.
And so, yeah, exactly, that's right. And then there is people that like naturally really try and take action, and so they focus on the extra things they need to do in order to be happy. So I just need to do more exercise. I just need to go on another diet. I just need to keep trying hard to be successful.
So they're like the do have bees.
Yeah.
The more I do, then the more I'd have, and then I'll be happy and successful.
And I'll get my goal.
Great.
But the trouble is we don't, and we all know this. Like, I often use the scenario of a writer. It's not, there's millions and millions of really great, amazing writers, and it's something I can't or haven't been able to do as yet. And yet not many of them get published. And like even, and people, like I've got, children that, really aim high and want to reach goals. And why don't lots of kids be able to reach the goals that they have? And it's not just, there's lots of people that have stuff and they try hard. So what is it? What do winners get? What do people that reach their goals and become successful focus on? And they focus on who they need to be. What kind of person has the capacity to achieve these kind of desired results?
Yeah, that's cool.
Success is about working smarter, not harder. And the action leads to the results, comes from a place of being that makes that gives you access to a different, I guess, resource and a different way of thinking.
Yeah, that's cool. This speed of have is something that I really try and use, and the best way I can understand it is, so what I know what I want, but then who would I need to be to get there? Well, I'd need to be creative, or I'd need to be confident, or I'd need to be intuitive. And so sometimes I think, yeah, but I'm not those things. But this one kind of says, well, go be that anyway. So don't try and be that. Go fake it till you make it, but fake it with integrity almost.
Exactly. And you gave me a really good scenario once when I was trying to explain this, James, and I remember you telling me, actors that are famous.
Yeah, exactly.
They certainly aren't the characters they portray. That's not who they are. But when they're doing a new role, we all know that they go and research it, go even try it out for a while, go and do some of the stuff that their characters portray, so that they have a real authenticity to the role they're playing. So it's not that it's not that you're lying about who you are. It's not that that this person isn't you. It's just that you're faking it with a bit of authenticity to try and maybe see what might come from that.
Yeah, because an actor they actually go and be that person. They see the world through their eyes. They dress like that person. They talk like that person. They take on that character.
Yeah.
Even though they're still themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a great analogy for how this works in life.
And I've used this with my children, even not like besides losing weight and that, when they're trying to reach that next level. And I say, talk to some of the guys that they've already reached that level, and some of the things that they say and believe is so different than what my children do. And I said, this is the difference.
Yeah.
This is who you need to be to reach where you want to go.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
And that's where they want to go. So it's not fake. That's where they want to go.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Excellent. So they're the 5 things, which leads us on to 3 great options as a way of taking this the next step further. It's very exciting. Michelle and I have been working on this for some time and putting together something that we believe would be really, really useful for people, and kind of leveraging it so, not even having to be in the same room with you, Michelle, but still getting what's inside you and being able to really apply that.
I just know that if I I'm not that I'm going to become a personal trainer again. I really still love what when women feel good about themselves, what it does. It just really empowers them. So I really believe in this. So I really wanted to see how I could put these 2 things together. And I know that if I'd gone back to personal training, I'd be much better able to cope with the coaching skill set, because it's not just behaviour management anymore. It's not just me telling them what to do and I'm inside their head, but as soon as they're no longer around me, they lose their motivation. This is stuff that people can now take with them. They can do it all on their own. They can have some input from me, but basically, eventually, they'll have all the skills that they need, and they can, apply this to weight loss or anything that they want to do to flourish.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's the cool thing about coaching, because it really empowers people. So it gives them the tools so that they can go do that themselves.
Yeah.
So these 3 things that we've got, the first kickstart is a series of videos where I'm kind of interviewing Michelle around these concepts, and really she's giving some tips about how to apply this. So you're getting some great video content, some great questions, some really thought-provoking stuff. There are 8 videos given over an 8-week period that you're able to access online, that are really going to kickstart change because you're approaching it from a very different way. So it's a very exciting product. It's $79. Is that right, Michelle?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's a no-brainer. Like, it's just everyone should, who listens to this would just love it. It's just, it provokes stuff, gets your brain thinking, and everyone will get something out of it.
Fantastic. Now, obviously you work with people one-on-one, and we'll get to that in a minute, but as a way of kind of really leveraging your time so that you're able to give maximum benefit to as many people as possible, we've put together a boot camp, which again is online. So as part of this boot camp, you get access to these great videos, plus a whole bunch of other content and questions and interactive modules where Michelle actually interacts with you. So no one else can see what you've done. If you have to respond personally in response to what you've just seen or read, and then you get one-on-one personalized feedback, high quality feedback from Michelle about how to apply this and really coaching you through this as it hits the ground in your own life. So again, goes for 8 weeks, and a really exciting technology, very easy to use program. We use a program called Jigsaw Box, very user friendly, and just steps you through the program in a really practical and simple way. So that's $497 for that 8-week program, which to get that high level of personalized coaching is really fantastic value. You don't get that level of one-on-one interaction for that kind of price, because the VIP program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the VIP program is
just notice it says program on the thing. So it's actually not a program. Not sure what a program is, but it's a VIP program. Just to clarify that, tell us about that.
Just the typing skills. Yeah. No, it's totally it's unlimited access to me. So I know people like who I've coached before. When we get at our maximum benefit is when they simply just can ring me or email me when they're right in the middle of something that they don't quite understand, or okay, this is what Michelle's been talking about, this is what we've been talking about, this is what's come up, and now I don't really understand why I'm doing this or how is it happening. I just want, so yeah, they can email me anytime. So you get like it happens quickly. You get change quickly. It can happen in an instant. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Cool, and obviously you only work with certain people on that.
I only have limited spaces for that, of course, because
people who are like really committed to the change process. And one of the cool things about the boot camp is each week there's a live coaching demonstration. So someone who's on the boot camp gets a chance to experience some coaching from Michelle for the benefit of the group, and obviously they're getting high level of benefit themselves. So you'll get a taste to see Michelle at work and see the power of the coaching skill set to bring real change. Michelle will obviously talk more about the opportunities for one-on-one coaching later. So if that's of interest to you, let me just step you through how you can access this tonight, just now as you're listening. So if you were to type in all the W's, fraserhomes.com, which is our coaching website, and click on the services tab, go down to coaching, which would scroll you across to the great range of coaching options we've got, and down to weight loss coaching. If you were to click on that, then there's a page that comes up which would give you a link to both the Kickstart program and the boot camp. And it would enable you to sign up. You can access that through PayPal and get started. You can get started on the Kickstart immediately. The boot camp. When's the actual launch date for that, Michelle?
So it's the 13th of January, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. So obviously there'll be information leading up to that, because you'll take a group through. Obviously there's a live component with the coaching demonstrations.
It's 8 weeks at a time. So yeah, whoever signs up over the next couple of weeks, they've got to sign up, and then on the 13th we all start together. Wonderful. And start the exciting journey.
So what a great way of really launching the year well and starting 2014 with a bang. So that sounds very exciting.
Yep, no, it is. It's really exciting. Can't wait.
Cool. So there's that website again, in case you missed it. And look, Michelle, thanks for your time tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jamin, and thank you everyone that's joined in. It's been a pleasure.
Fantastic. All right. So you will get an email thanking you for being part of this webinar tonight with Michelle's email address if you have any further questions. Please feel free to contact her or go ahead and log into the website for those great deals. We'll leave it there.